everybody, it's Craig with Smartphoneenvy. I'm here with today's Smartphone News Monday, September 19th, 2011. This just in. Hot damn, just found a nostril hair that's a good 6 inches long. Think I might frame it. Nick Nolte. First up, filed under, fuck, I sure hope so. A leakster, which is not someone with a bladder problem, recently tweeted that the Google Nexus Prime will probably land on November 3rd on Verizon. Further tweets from Leakster declared the Prime will offer both GSM and WiMAX radios, making it available to launch on both AT&T and Sprint. This rollout over various carriers is nothing new for Google and the Nexus. In fact, both of the previous handsets were delivered this way. What's important is the Nexus Prime have Samsung Exynos chip, which seems faster than the competitors, and an HD display along with all of the other goodies so that AT&T and Sprint get their versions launched before the end of this year. Based on the rumors so far, I think the Nexus Prime is my next device. Anyone else getting on the Nexus Prime bandwagon? Next up, filed under, this shit ain't new. A member of the Android Central Forum, like any good Android fanboy, headed out yesterday to the Riverside, California Best Buy to grab a Samsung Epic Touch 4G of his very own. It turns out when the happy Epic Touch 4G owner got home and opened up what was supposed to be a virginal gallery, a shocking image appeared of a Best Buy employee flashing a middle finger. So it turns out the new Epic Touch 4G wasn't new after all. It apparently had been manhandled by someone at Best Buy who wasn't bright enough to reset the phone before putting it back in the box. According to the store's manager, whenever a new device comes in, the techs play around with them and then put them back in the box and sell them as new. My question for you, how many times do you think you purchased a new smartphone and it's been manhandled before you got your hands on it? In other words, it really wasn't new. Leave me a comment and let me know, because I think this shit happens all the time. Next up, filed, when I want shit from you, I'll squeeze your face. Samsung, it seems, has had enough of Apple's lawsuit crap and now plans on slinging some serious shit of their own. Samsung last week filed a countersuit against Apple regarding 7 of Samsung's own intellectual property claims and has decided to step it up a notch this week to prevent Apple from selling the iPhone 5 in Korea next month when it debuts. The countersuits by Samsung are the latest in a pissing contest that has been going on between these two smartphone giants since the beginning of this year. We'll have to wait and see what happens, but I don't think any of this is good for the consumer. So thanks to Apple for being a pussy and not relying on your own creativity to create a device that will stand up on its own merit, not one propped up by a lawsuit. Next up, filed under fucking A. Sprint's Epic Touch 4G arrived last Friday, and so far the reviews have been outstanding, as in best smartphone to date. I've been using the Euro version since May and agree with the critics. For now, the Galaxy S2 is the best smartphone available, bar none. If you're interested in picking one up, here's some info you might find helpful. Currently, Sprint is offering the Epic Touch 4G for $199.99 with a new 2-year agreement. Best Buy has it for the same price. Make sure you check your local Best Buy before you head out, because of the 10 Best Buys near me, both Best Buy and Best Buy Mobile, only 3 actually have Epic Touch 4G stock. Amazon is selling the Epic Touch 4G for $149.99 with a new 2-year agreement, but will not be shipping for the next 8 to 9 days. Wirefly has it for $149.99 for both new accounts and renewals, and will start shipping tomorrow. And finally, Cellular Deals has the Epic Touch 4G for $149.53, which is the cheapest for both new and contract renewals, and will also start shipping tomorrow. For links to each, check in the description. And finally, LG announced the Optimus Q2 today, an Android slider for South Korea that's rumored to be heading to Europe as well. Q2 offers a full slide-out QWERTY, 1.2 GHz Tegra 2 processor, 4-inch IPSW VGA display, 5 megapixel camera, VGA front-facing shooter, and Android 2.3 Gingerbread. The new Optimus Q2 has a larger display than the predecessor, but is both thinner and lighter. Expect the Euro release announcement sometime next week. Thanks for watching, and until next time.